Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is May 16th, 2024, and Barcelona just defeated Almeria 0-2, extending their lead over Girona in second place on La Liga table. This is the post-match live analysis. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and this is the post-match live analysis where we analyze Barcelona matches as soon as they end and where I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments out loud, answering any questions and getting a discussion going. This is of course not to be confused with the Barca News podcast where we do the same as far as the chat section, but instead of analyzing matches, I share with you Barcelona news. Having said all of that, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And let's begin with the match analysis because Barcelona just defeated Almeria 0-2 with 2 goals by this man, the MVP of the match, Fermin Lopez, who scored 2 beautiful goals in a match that was incredibly boring. I have to admit, I actually fell asleep during the first half. I fell asleep for about 10-15 minutes. No, it was about 10 minutes. So incredibly boring match that we have gotten used to or accustomed to. The match where Barcelona, well, did pretty much what they always do. Nothing different. Moving the ball incredibly slow, walking around the field, being highly predictable, not posing any danger. But at least they got the job done. And the funny thing is about this match or how Barcelona got the job done is because for the longest time, the Xavi apologists told us, well, the reason Xavi is struggling is because the team is full of so many young players that don't have experience. But yet, who has been the ones that show up match after match? It's those young players with no experience that's supposed to be the problem. Because today, in the first goal, Héctor Fort sends a cross to Fermin, who scores it. 2 youngsters. Second goal, the play starts with Héctor Fort passing the ball to Sergio Roberto, who then sends a cross to Fermin, who scores. Again, another youngster. Not to mention what Pau Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal did throughout the match, which we will talk about a little bit later in the section where we talk about the lineup and the players. But overall, a very boring and slow, sluggish match, highly predictable performance as always against a team that we were lucky are as bad as Almeria are. With all due respect to Almeria, you could see why they are getting relegated because they had some pretty clear chances. Could have easily scored 3 or 4 goals against us. But fortunately, they are horrible. They're really bad. That's why I think they've only won 1 or 2 matches all season. You can see why. So we were lucky we were playing against Almeria because if this was any other team with just a little bit more quality, I think we could have lost this match, which highlights how inconsistent is Barcelona throughout a match. I'm not even talking about the season. I'm talking about 90 minutes where they have moments where they completely lose all focus, completely lose all concentration. They make incredibly silly mistakes. They get disconnected from the game. They get disconnected from each other and allow clear chances, which again, had it been any other team, they would have easily scored 3-4 goals against us. Thankfully, this was Almeria and they were unable to do so. And Barcelona ended up winning the match 0-2. Now, the positive thing about this whole fiasco is, well, Barcelona are now 4 points ahead of Girona. Barcelona have 79 to Girona 75. There's only 2 matches left in the season. We have one against Rayo Vallecano and the final one against Sevilla. If we win the one against Rayo Vallecano, second place is secure, mathematically speaking. It's ours. And as a reminder, Barcelona need to finish second. They absolutely need to finish second so we can qualify to the Spanish Super Cup and get those 6 million plus that 7.5 million euros that we get extra from La Liga TV rights for finishing second. instead of third. So 40 million euros at play. And Barcelona today did their job, getting 3 points, extending their lead over Girona by 4 in order to guarantee us those 14 million euros. And of course, the qualification to the Spanish Super Cup, which is also important, not just because the money, but the prestige, because Barcelona needs to be in these competitions. It might not be, that serious of a competition, the Spanish Super Cup, who cares? But the sponsors care. Sponsors want to see the team that they're paying a lot of money to compete in every single competition available and not miss out. So we need to finish second. Unfortunately, that has become the goal, even though Xabi told us a few months ago that we were closer to success than failure, that we were alive in 4 competitions. And well, now we're not alive in any of them. And our goal has become to finish second rather than try to win at least 1 trophy. But anyways, that is our overall sensation of this match. Incredibly boring, slow, sluggish match where the youngsters showed up once again, where Barcelona got the job done despite its very awful performance that has been a highlight of pretty much the whole season. And against an Almeria that was incredibly bad. We're lucky that we're incredibly bad. Otherwise, this result could have been different. All right, let's do the chat section then. We will talk about the formation and the players. We'll talk about substitutions as well. But FC Barcelona fan channel says, finally, Vitor got some minutes. I hope he can get a few more minutes. Vitor looks depressed and sad, and there's a lot of pressure on him. I think so. Chuchu says, Vitor Roque is mid. Whoever scouted him should be fired. Dude isn't even better than you, so lost on the pitch. I wouldn't say he's mid. I wouldn't say he's good. I wouldn't say he's bad. We simply haven't seen enough of him to decide. If Xabi says he's not ready or that he's not good enough, I believe him. But that's my only, judgment of Roque is what Xabi's telling me, not because of his minutes, because he hasn't really played enough for me to say, oh, he's great, or oh, he's bad, or he's mid, or whatever. I don't know. That's my sensation. Olayemi says, Mo, had that Xabi had some problems today with the board, or heard that Xabi had some problems today with the board on how he speak about the club financial status, and they might sack him by next working weeks ahead. I did hear those. I haven't been able to verify them, so I won't talk about it. I haven't heard those rumors. Joan Laporta was actually not present at the stadium, and there were some rumors saying that the reason why he wasn't present at today's match was because he's really upset about Xabi, that he could be sacking him. I haven't been able to confirm that, so I'm not gonna, say that's what happened. As far as I know, the reason why Laporta wasn't there, because right now there's a little bit of a problem with one of the accounts that Barcelona has, where has triggered an investigation by the IRS, the Spanish IRS. I guess it's not really called the IRS, but the equivalent, the tax authority of Spain. And apparently that's why Laporta wasn't at the stadium. They're trying to deal with that problem. But again, I haven't confirmed either one. So once I do, I'll definitely talk about it, because I still have to make the news video for today. And Bumblebee says, Fermin, man of the match, good work rate for 90 minutes. Everybody else, a gutless and pathetic performance against a team on 17 points and bottom of the league. This team needs so much work. I wouldn't say everybody else was gutless. There was a lot of gutless players today on the field, but I wouldn't say everybody else besides Fermin. I think Lamine had a good match. I think Kouarsi had a good match. I think Inigo had a good match. Hector Fort had an excellent match. But I'll talk a little bit more in detail. But there were a lot of gutless players on the team, on the field today. And this team needs a lot of work. I'm not hopeful for next season. I hope and I pray that I'm wrong, and that this team proves me wrong, and that Xabi proves me wrong, because it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Well, Amy says, don't usually watch Barca matches. Again, I didn't even watch today's on at all. I just watch YouTube highlights. That's all. You didn't miss much, to be honest. Like I said, I fell asleep during the first half, and I'm not being hyperbolic or exaggerating. I literally did fall asleep. I was sitting up on my desk and completely went. And then my head fell off, and I was like, oh, shit, the match. So, yeah, you didn't miss much. The goals were nice. I think they were good goals. But anyways, GB says it's almost 4 a.m. watching from India. Awesome. Thank you for watching, my friend. I know it's really early there. You should probably be asleep, so I appreciate you taking your time to watch the channel. And Curtis says we were very lucky today because Almeria threw away a lot of clear-cut chances and also hit the post. Xavi's a problem. I agree with you 100%. We're really, really lucky that Almeria are as bad as they are because I think we could have lost this match. But anyways, let's look at the lineup and talk about the players more specifically. And this is the lineup that Xavi started with. Lots of rotations. We had Ter Stegen in goal with Cubarsí and Íñigo and center backs. The reason why Araujo hasn't played again, apparently he was dealing with an injury in one of his legs. I can't remember if it was right or left. That's why he didn't play last match. This week he got the green light, but of course, Xavi decided not to risk him. I mean, it makes no sense to risk him when there's only 2-3 matches left. I'm sure he'll get some minutes against Rayo or at least against Sevilla, but that's why we saw Íñigo once again start ahead Araujo. I've seen some rumors talking about, the reason Araujo's not playing is because they're trying to sell him. It has nothing to do with that. It's because, again, he was feeling discomfort in one of his legs. So was Vitor Roque, by the way, and they both got green light this week to participate in today's match, but it looks like Xavi did not want to risk Araujo because there's no need to. Hector Fort taking the place of Joao Cancelo, who Xavi decided to rest, and Jules Koundé, still no rest for my man, a poor guy, who still started matches, but he was in the right back position. In the midfield, we had Sergi doing kind of like that pivot because Ilkay Gundogan is suspended. He received his 5th yellow card in the match against Real Sociedad, so he was suspended today, so that's why Sergi Roberto took his place, with Pedri and Fermin as the interiors. And then in the front, we had Lamine Yamal, and that's it. Oh, wait. This says Lewandowski and Ferran played. I don't know. I didn't see them. I could be wrong. I could have sworn Barca played with 9 players, but if SofaScore says that Lewandowski and Ferran played, I believe them. I don't think they have a reason to lie. So Lewandowski and Ferran as well. So overall, Cubarsí, another good match by the guy. Nothing to say. Complete match. Did his job defensively. And so did Íñigo. And this is the thing about Íñigo because I think he gets a little bit of unfair hate because he has gotten a lot of injuries. So he hasn't necessarily played consistently. But whenever he's come out on the field, he's done his job. I think Íñigo is an incredibly solid center back. He's that center back that kind of you need, the strong physical center back that wins duels. That old school center back, right? And wins air duels as well. And I think Íñigo is a very, very solid center back. He's been a very solid center back for many, many seasons in La Liga. And you can see why Xavi wants Barcelona to work on keeping him, even if it means that Mika Faye needs to go on loan, because the experience, the leadership of Íñigo Martinez is just on another level. He is pretty much a captain without a bracelet. You can see how man of the whole defensive line. You could see how he's always like organizing everybody, and it's just like his experience and his leadership is just unmatched. So you can see why Xavi would want to keep him. I think he's a very, very solid center back, and I wouldn't mind keeping him for another season. Hector Fort, we definitely have to highlight Hector Fort's performance because today I did not miss Joao Cancelo for 1 second. I think Hector Fort did an incredible job on the left wing. Of course, he played more of offensive fullback, I guess wing back if you want to call him that, or I guess that's what it would you call him, wing back, because he played a lot more deep in the field in Almeria's half, and it was kind of mostly Koundé, Cubarsí, and Íñigo staying behind, kind of forming the line of 3. So Hector Fort, really, really good. This is a guy who does not lose balls, who controls the ball really well, who has incredible dangerous crosses into the box. The first goal was his assist. The second goal, he started the build-up by filtering that pass to Sergi Roberto, who then crosses it to Fermin. Incredible job by Hector Fort. And we cannot forget that he's not a left back. He is a right back. So this guy at 17 years old is not even getting that many minutes with the first team. But whenever he does, he plays in the wrong position and he still kills it. So can you imagine what he will do once he starts playing in his natural position as a right back and once he starts getting consistent minutes? I mean, Hector Fort, definitely another blessing from La Masia. And, I just cannot wait to see him playing more and more with the first team. Kunde did his job, no complaints. Sergi Roberto, actually good match by Sergi Roberto. It wasn't necessarily an excellent match or like, wow, 10 out of 10, but he did his job. He intercepted passes when he needed to in the midfield. He recovered balls when he needed to, and he pushed a lot forward, made a lot of runs to the box, was combining a lot with his teammates, filtering passes, diagonal passes. Really good match by Sergi, which was surprising not because Sergi is not capable of giving you good minutes. I think Sergi is good for 20, 30 minutes. If you bring him off the bench, he always gives you a good, decent 20, 30 minutes. The times he has struggled is whenever he has had to start and has had to play like 60, 90 minutes. That's when he has struggled, but today that wasn't the case. Sergio Roberto, I was actually happy with his performance. Maybe it's because against Almeria, a team that's not really that good. I don't know, but decent match by Sergi. And then Pedri kind of staying again more in that deeper role once again, which I don't think suits him. I think we saw him doing that against Real Sociedad, playing more of a deeper role and staying more behind. And he kind of becomes less important when he stays more behind because Pedri's a lot more offensive than he is defensive midfielder. I like him more when he's making those runs to the box, when he's pushing forward with his teammates. But today we saw him again a little bit more deeper role. I don't know if it's maybe Xavi just trying to ease him in because, when you're attacking, you run a lot, you cover a lot more ground. So I think the club are still taking their time with him. We've seen he hasn't completed 90 minutes since he came back from injury. He does stay more in a deeper role, so I think that's what it is. And I'm glad. I'm glad that the club are taking their time with him, so he makes sure he doesn't get re-injured. My only problem is that I hope Spain just doesn't come around and just ruin all that work because Barcelona have been doing him this methodical work of slowing Pedri in, bringing him in slowly, giving him more and more minutes slowly, but not full 90 minutes. And then the last thing you want is the Spanish national team to call him up and be like, all right, you're starting 90 minutes of every single match of the Euros, and here you go. Good luck. That's my only concern. Anyways, let's do more comments, and then we'll talk about the rest of the players and about the substitutions. Let's see. Gemmo says, my first time on live match analysis. Welcome, my friend. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you join us more often. Jose says, is it me or does Fermin play more like a forward than an attacking midfielder? No, he plays as an attacking midfielder because all those runs that he was making, it was coming from behind. And I think that's why he had that many chances. Besides the 2 goals, he also had a couple more chances. And it's because he does that, those runs from behind, which completely catches the opposing team off guard, right? Because the opposing team is going to be looking out for the forwards, right? Ferran, Lewy, Lamine, that's the guys they're marking. That's the guys who they're paying attention to. And they don't expect a midfielder to come from behind. And that's why a lot of times Fermin would receive the ball and it would be just him because the defense were occupied with our forwards. So no, he is an attacking midfielder and he's doing the job of a Barcelona attacking midfielder because that's what our Barcelona attacking midfielder is supposed to be doing, making those runs from behind to catch the defense off guard, right? And he does it he does a really, really well job of that. Kill Bill Mad says, Mo, remember when you said Fermin is not as good as Gabi and Pedri? Challenge accepted. The match was bad as usual, just shabby ball. I still think Gabi and Pedri are at one level above Fermin, but doesn't mean that he won't be able to surpass them. Remember, these players are all still in a growth phase. We forget that because they're so good. Pedri, Gabi, Fermin, we forget that they're still in the growth phase. They haven't even reached their full potential. Doesn't mean that Fermin maybe ends up growing more than the 2, or I don't know. But at this point, like today, May 16, 2024, I still think Gabi and Pedri are a tad above Fermin. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying, oh, Fermin sucks, he's trash, and Pedri and Gabi are much. No, they're all excellent players. I just think Gabi and Pedri are a tad above him. Which doesn't mean that's always going to be the case because what I've noticed with Fermin, every time he plays, he just keeps getting better. And his performances keep getting better. He's very far from his ceiling. He has not reached his ceiling. He's not even close to reaching his ceiling because he's only 20 or 21. All right, let's see. What else? Jose Fernandez says, Felix lacks attitude on the pitch, drives me mad. I'm glad he's on the way out. Never believed he was our guy from the very beginning. We'll talk about that, but great point. I brought this up. By the way, I still see a lot of people talking about how we should keep Joao. It's nuts. It's really, really nuts. I'm like, based on what? His haircut? His little, tape on his hand that he likes to wear? I don't know. Junior says, Mo, now we can all agree that Roque is Barca material and Xabi was right. I think you meant that Roque is not Barca material, because if Xabi was right, that means Roque is not Barca material. But if Roque is Barca material, that means that Xabi was wrong. Look, the only reason I agree to that is because Xabi says so. And Xabi's the coach. He sees Roque all day, every day for hours. It's Xabi who sees whether Roque is learning or not learning the concepts. He's the one who sees how Roque performs during the drills. He's the one who sees how Roque performs during the matches that they have, between the players. So that's why if Xavi says Roque is not Barca level or he's not ready, I believe him. But not based on the minutes, because I haven't seen enough of Roque on the field to say he's good or he's bad. But if Xavi's not playing him, it's for a reason. And the fact that people swear that Roque is this big star and that Xavi's an idiot for not using him, I don't understand where they're getting that from, because none of us have seen. Again, I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm not saying he's great either, because we haven't seen it. So how can people swear that Roque is this amazing star when they haven't seen him play? It doesn't make sense. But I think people just get obsessed with players sometimes, because we went through the same thing with Update, right? When Xabi was telling Update, okay, look, stay. I can't guarantee you're going to start, but you will play. And Update was like, no, you either guarantee me minutes or I'm leaving. And I remember people would just go crazy in the comment section talking about Xabi is an idiot. Update is amazing. Barcelona's going to regret this. And where's Update? He failed at Barca. He's failing at Betis. Betis are looking to sell him. So I don't know. I think just people sometimes get obsessed with a player and just want to see him play, and they just let their emotions take the better of them. Oshar Kute says, what about Marcos Parriego and Ibrahim Diarra and left back? What left back? Marcos Parriego, Barcelona are signing. They reached an agreement with him. He wants to come, but of course you have to wait for the summer transfer market to open in order to complete the agreement. Ibrahim Diarra, Barcelona cannot sign until December, which is when he turns 18. So for now, he's just chilling back in, is it Ghana? He's back in his academy until December, which is when Barcelona, December he turns 18, which means Barcelona won't be able to sign him until the winter transfer market opens. So January 2025 is when Barcelona will be able to sign Diarra. All right, let's get back to the lineup, because we have to talk about Fermin Lopez, the man of the match, who was absolutely superb today. He's always superb, but today even more so than before, because you see how Fermin Lopez is. He's a fighter, and his work rate like no other. You see how he makes those runs to the box, then immediately turns around, comes back to help with the defense. He recovers balls. He combines with his teammates. He makes the field way more vertical thanks to his diagonal passes, thanks to his combination with his teammates. He's not the player that's making those side passes like everyone else consistently. He's always looking to pass forward. He's always looking to pass the ball to the empty space. And, of course, making those runs coming from behind. And that's what allowed him to score both goals, which were incredible. 2 goals. And like I said a few minutes ago when I was addressing the comment section, the crazy thing about Fermin Lopez is that every match that he plays, his performance and his contributions get better. And he keeps getting better and better and better and better. In every match, he just keeps getting better. Which begs the question, how much more does Fermin has? And I think he has a lot. And it also, and I said this before in previous match analysis, Fermin Lopez needs more minutes. He deserves those minutes, not because he loves the club or he's passionate about the club, like all these reasons people give for Roque. No. It's because he deserves them. It's because the way he plays, it's his intensity that he plays with, it's how good he is, and his total dedication and desire to succeed at the club, and that's why he deserves more minutes. Lamine Yamal, for me, was the most dangerous player on the field today. I think he's a very intelligent player, football-wise, footballistically speaking. His football IQ is very high. He is a total menace on that right flank. He just causes so much problem for opposing teams. And he was, to me, the most dangerous player on the field. Lewandowski and Ferran, I can't really judge because they didn't play. So if a score says they did, I didn't see them. If you guys did, let me know in the chat section. What did they do? What do you think about their performances? Because I didn't see them play. I could be wrong. I don't know. Of course, I'm kidding. They did play. But, I mean, Ferran, my God. My God. It's like he wasn't even there. Robert Lewandowski, he tried a few things, didn't work out. But thank goodness Xabi took him out and had the courage to take him out. Now, of course, we did see Joao Cancelo come in for 4. I think that was just more about minutes. Because, you know, Hector Fort, he's still young. You cannot have him play 90 minutes of every match, first division match, until he gets used to it. So I think that's why he came off the 70th minute. Cancelo took his place. And I honestly did not see an improvement in the team's performance. If anything, I felt like things got worse when Cancelo took over. And that's a clear indication that Cancelo needs to leave, because a 29, 30-year-old, you know, player in his prime who's supposed to be one of the best fullbacks, if he cannot improve upon the performance of a 17-year-old Barca Athletic player, then what is he doing here? Why is Barcelona even considering signing him or spending 25, 30 million euros on a player that cannot improve upon the performance of a 17-year-old academy player? And he's supposed to be one of the best fullbacks in the world. So I don't get it. Joao Felix, that guy cannot finish the season. That guy needs to leave today. Like, on the way, on the flight from Almeria back to Barcelona, the pilot needs to make a pit stop in Madrid, drop off Joao Felix, and then continue on to Barcelona, because that guy he needs to leave. He needs to leave. The attitude that he has when he comes on the field, like he's too good to be there. He's too good for everyone. He's just blessing us with his presence. Does not care about anything or anyone. Just wants to do his little fancy dribbles. And then when he loses the ball, oh, well, I don't care. People should be just thankful to me that I'm in their presence. I shouldn't be doing any work. People should just kiss my feet, kiss my ring, because I'm that amazing, and he needs to leave. And by the way, that last play where Joao Felix missed it started with Joao Cancelo. He starts dribbling. There's like 3 or 4 players in the box, wide open. But Cancelo decides to not bang a defender. And then he tries to do another fancy dribble. The ball kind of gets away from him. And then eventually lands at Joao Felix, which, again, there's still like 3 other players open. Lamine Yamal is on the second post, like waving, like, hey, I'm over here. Instead, Joao Felix, you know, attempts his little fancy dribble. He kicks it and he misses. And that was pretty much, to me, the highlight of the season of both players, of Cancelo and Joao Felix. 2 selfish players. They just want to do their own thing. They play for themselves. They don't play for the team. They don't play for the club. They just want to do their fancy things. They want to impress everybody with their skills, and they don't care about anyone or anyone else. And I think they should be on their way back to where they came from, because there's no place for players like that in Barcelona. And if Laporta decides to keep Joao Felix, because the only reason Joao Felix is Barcelona is because Laporta brought him. Nobody else wanted him, not Xabi, not his staff, not the sporting area, not even Deco wanted him. And if Laporta decides to keep him again, I'm going to scream, because why on earth is Joao Felix on the team? I have no idea. Now, Vitor Roque came in for Ferran. Really not enough minutes to see. He got a yellow card. He had a shot at goal that was stopped by the goalkeeper, but not enough to judge him. I do like his explosiveness. He looks to me like a player that's very explosive. Not to say that makes him good enough for Barca, because, you know, there's a lot more that you need to be capable of to be good enough for Barca, but he's a very explosive player. You can see him when he takes off on a run, he just picks up speed so fast. It looks like he's a very explosive player, but I don't know. Anyways, that is it. Let's do more comments, and then we'll end the live stream. And then later tonight, I will post a news video. Mark says they're going to be a news podcast tonight. Not a podcast, just a video. Podcasts are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So there will be one tomorrow. Barca says Fermin is really getting it lately, scoring a lot of goals, and he's very clinical. Should we consider playing him in the starting 11 from next season on? And wonder what our midfield will look like. Fermin has now 10 goals, by the way, and he's a midfielder. He is the midfielder with the most goals on the team. and he only plays like 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 30 minutes there. He hasn't had that many minutes, and he's a midfielder, and despite that, he has 10 goals. More goals than Rafinha, that everybody trying to impress me with, like, yo, 7 goals, he's amazing. Who else has done that? What? Anyways, as far as starting him, we'll see how the preseason goes, because it's gonna be very competitive for next season. You have Pedri, you have who's gonna be, right now Pedri's not really in his top form. You can tell because of the injuries. He hasn't had the consistent minutes. But Pedri should be back to top form in the summer. Gundogan, of course, has been our best midfielder. We'll see what happens with Frankie, whether he stays or they sell him. Gabi should be coming back from injury next season. They're talking about Xabi Simons joining the club. So there's going to be a lot of competition. But competition is good. It pushes everyone to be better, and it keeps all the players on their toes. So we'll see how the preseason goes. But I would give him more minutes. Yes, I think Fermin deserves more minutes. Curtis says, ESPN has spoken extensively about Saki Xabi because of the interview. It seems to be true. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's because the rumors are saying it's because the remarks that Xabi made about the economy. He said that the club are not in a good financial situation, so don't expect, big signings, and that things are going to be bad for a while. I don't think those were bad statements. If anything, I think for the first time, Xabi finally gave us an honest discourse, because I think the club somewhere along the road lost its messaging, got confused with the messaging, confused the fans with the messaging, because I think the message should have always been what Xabi said. Like, hey, we're going through a tough phase. Right now, there's no money. We're not going to be signing Mbappe's and Haaland's and all these stars. Eventually, we'll get there. We're on our way there. We're improving our finances slowly, but we're not there yet. And therefore, we're going to suffer for a while. Things are going to be tough at the club for a while. So expect that. But somewhere along the road, Laporta and the club just lost, I don't know, they lost their way, and they started talking about, we're going to be signing these players and we're going to win sextuples. And it's like, no, we're not. So I think Xabi did a good job in doing that. I don't know why the club would want to sack him for that, because that's what the message should have been this whole time. I've actually criticized Xabi when he used to talk about, oh, we're closer to success than failure. Oh, we're alive in 4 competitions. That's when I used to criticize. I was like, dude, stop lying. Just be honest with us. And yesterday he was finally honest with us. And now people are mad. They're like, oh, why is Xabi, disparaging the club and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Hamza says, we're playing with youngsters and makeshift pivots. This team needs foreign signings in key positions, and we should incorporate some of the lone players for extra bodies and competition. God, no. Please, no. Okay, first of all, the youngsters is not an excuse, because they're the only ones who have been showing up time and time again. Today, perfect example. Hector Fort and Fermin Lopez were pretty much responsible for both Barcelona goals. Incorporate the loans? Absolutely not. Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix need to be on the first plane out of Barcelona tomorrow. I wouldn't even wait until the end of the season. 4 key signings. We do need some reinforcements. I think the pivot is obviously one. We need someone for the left wing, for crying out loud. We don't have anyone for the left wing. So we do have some reinforcements. But my problem is, I don't know if bringing more and more players is going to solve anything, because Xabi's still going to be coach. And we've seen that. Just Xabi's incapable of building a project. He is. So I don't know. I don't see. I mean, signings, I see him maybe improving a little bit the team, but not enough to compete, because Xabi's just incapable of it. Okay, let's see. Jose says Hector Fort is a future defender. Yes, he is, my friend. He definitely is. And Emperor K says, hi, Mo. I was really hoping Xabi was going to rest Lamine Yamal. The boy needs to rest. Let Ferran and Felix play the rest of the games. He can be a sub. Xabi just needs to devise a way to rest him. Yeah, I do think Lamine needs rest, especially because Spain is gonna call him up for the Euros. I don't see Spain calling him up, not calling Lamine for the Euros. So definitely needs to rest. It's a good point. Sam says, I think Mo should take up a position at the Barca board. Spot on analysis. I'll take it. If they want to pay me a few mils, I'll take it. Why not? Yamidora says, Mo, what's with this news from ESPN that Xavi might be out again? They claim he said something right before today's game. So I just addressed it. The rumors are saying that the board are mad at Xavi for talking about the club's finances or something like that. Again, I haven't confirmed it, so I'm not gonna talk about it until I confirm it. To me, they're just rumors for now. But if I do confirm it, I'll definitely talk about it in the news video. Kerry says, I will train Fermin as a striker for next season. No, we need to stop with these, crazy inventions. If a player is great in a position, let him be great in that position. There's no need to, oh, look, you are great as a striker. Cool, let's try you out as a goalie. No, we need to stop with those inventions and just let players be great in a position that they're great in. Yeah, says they were very close to scoring like 5 goals. Yeah. Again, we are very lucky that they are as bad as they are. Anyways, that is it, my lovely, lovely people. Thank you for tuning in, for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. I will be uploading a news video in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Probably in the next hour or two, I'm going to do some digging, see what's going on with the whole rumors that Xavi's being sacked or blah, blah, blah. But anyways, 3 important points. We're 4 points ahead of Girona now in second place. Hopefully it stays that way. That way we can finish the season in second place and get those 14 million euros that are on the line because we desperately need them. Anyway, see you in the news video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.